It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies, current releases, coming attractions, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hello, Jim.
Hey, hey!
And the man who always starts at 11 on Jim's ridiculous rating system, Murray.
That's right.
Yes, he does.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Welcome back, Ragers. Thanks, Bryce, for bringing us in. And this, I just love this tune. I'm sorry, it just gets me. People could just be sitting in there listening to their Walkmans. Is that a thing? Walkmans?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
iPod Nanos. Listen to their iPod Nanos.
I got my iPod Classic still in circulation.
There you go. Maybe someone's got a Nano, and they could just be like in their car going, listening to Film Rage's music.
Yeah, you can fill it for like 10 songs on a Nano.
Yeah, it's the best. So, just going to do a quick agenda check in here. We're going to do movies we saw last week. We're going to do movies that are coming out. Then we're going to be doing some streaming. Open Rage from the two of us, Murman Minute. We're going to talk about potentially some submissions on the Undoubted and the Mesmerized list if some of the people here did their jobs. And maybe if there's a Doubted, who knows? The new segment, Rage or Dare. We're going to find out whether or not me and Mur got to make Bryce rage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then RMM, and then we're all closed off. So
that's a lot of show.
That's a lot of show. I mean, let's see if we can get it done in less than an hour, but probably not. So, what did we see last week? You know, last week we tried so hard to find something in mainstream cinema to watch, and I did my part by not seeing any of the shit that came out that was in mainstream cinema.
I ended up going to one of them.
Okay, well,
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we will.
I'm not saying I'm happy about it.
Well, I told you not to, so
you did, and I should have listened.
Yep, like you always should. One of the well, I kind of did pick the second movie we're going to talk about tonight, and
yes,
that was
did.
Yeah, but that's because nothing else was playing. And
well,
it was a mystery.
the second film you're going to talk about.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. So The Raven and the Seagull.
Oh, let's start with something good.
Yes, we want to get off on a good foot here.
I like it.
Yeah, so I can't say enough about how much I love this film.
So good.
So good. This is a doc out of Greenland. It was super short, though. I wanted it to go on for another hour.
It only went for like an hour.
Yeah. I was like totally surprised. So the director is Lasse Lau Stars, and it starred a bunch of Greenlandians.
It did.
Yeah, tons. So, you know, Greenland is obviously a very special place, and the world is quite large, obviously. And if you go Google Greenland and start learning a little bit about it, the Greenlandians are still the majority of power in there, and you got the impression through it was a real political statement. This movie was a very political statement with just the right amount of sense of humor.
Well, that's what I love this doc, and it was entertaining, informative, it was funny, and it was beautifully shot.
Oh
too.
yeah, I mean you couldn't
really go wrong.
No,
with showing the landscape of Greenland. Really,
yeah, like it's just so beautiful, and like you could probably just turn the sound off on this and actually just watch the scenery go by. Yeah. I mean, there's so many little tiny subtle humors, and you know what? That's the humor of a lot of Aboriginal people that I know.
Yeah.
That they're just so subtle with their humor, but they're so quick and so smart.
Yeah.
That you kind of
it's pretty dry, but it's so funny.
But yeah, actually, just to give a little example of that one, and it was kind of near the end of the movie, and you know they'd been showing these characters, and so you're kind of going in this thing like, okay, it's a documentary and they're just kind of interviewing these people. But obviously it was very strategic who they interviewed and how they interviewed and how it was. They get near the end of the movie and two of them are sitting in the movie theater. And they're the only two people in the movie theater. And the one guy goes, hey, what are you doing here? He's like, hey, I'm being recorded for a movie. And the other one's like, So am I. It was so quiet and unassuming, the humor.
Yeah.
It was just so beautiful. You
great.
could laugh with them and enjoy the whole quiet piece there that was happening, right?
Yeah.
So
And speaking of the scenery, I just thought that I love the use of the static shots where they just let the camera, just left it in one place. The camera didn't move at all, and they just let the action play out without any movement from the camera at all.
yeah.
It was just tremendous as you saw people kind of just come in and out of frame.
Yo, the
and-
pig, man.
The pig. Yes, the
Pig.
pig. The pig made many appearances.
Yeah, so everybody should really see this. I don't know if it's gonna it's interesting. It was made in 2018, and then the Globe.
Yeah.
We saw it at the Globe Cinema. So shout out to our buddies at the Globe.
Yeah, for bringing this in. I mean, wow.
It was a surprise, and you know, it kind of made me feel a little bit guilty because there was a film playing there last week that I really wanted to see, and now I didn't get to see it. So,
Yeah.
because seeing some of this stuff in the theater is the best way to see it, because especially
undoubtedly.
shot like this, right? So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a big Mondo.
Yeah, this is a very, very, very good doc. Total Mondo.
Yeah, good. All right, well, I think that's stuff for that one. Definitely everybody should check it out. Very short. It's probably going to come on some streamings here shortly, but yeah, well worth a look, and be ready to be surprised by all its glory.
Yeah, and you know what? Doesn't take that much of your time. It's only about an hour long.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You know, if you got an hour to kill, this is a good way to do it.
Yeah, not a big commitment.
All right, well, I guess that brings us on to the Call of the Wild.
Yeah, so okay, can I just guess before you go in to talk about this?
Yep.
Was this basically Harrison Ford bumbling around on a soundstage chasing a CGI wolf?
Kinda. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much what I predicted.
So I just want to open this with, you know what? Just read the book.
Yes!
Okay.
Or the
Just-
original movie.
Even the original movie doesn't do justice to the actual book. Honestly, no cinematic presentation can possibly do justice to the book. It just can't happen. It just doesn't lend itself to a movie. It really doesn't. This effort was no exception. It's a good story, but in particular, anything involving the animals was very distracting. Were
they talking?
Well, no. There was sometimes. Yeah, no, they weren't talking. But I applaud using CGI to create animals instead of using actual animals. But the technology isn't there yet. It just isn't. I found the computer-generated Buck, the dog that's the lead actor in this movie, ultimately. It just took me out of the story. Just me sitting there picking apart every scene involving CGI instead of enjoying the movie. The movement of the animals were just very unnatural. The scene involving the avalanche looked plain ridiculous. I just couldn't get past these CGI scenes, so I couldn't sit back and enjoy what is a very good story. The CGI in this movie just makes me rage.
Well, I'm glad you got. I'm glad I got some pleasure out of it, because now I get to see you rage about that terrible movie. Which
it's just there's.
You're speechless. This is so much rage. He's almost speechless.
I really am. I don't know what else to say about this movie, to be honest. I don't think you need to see it. I think you should just read the book.
So the big question is, was the dog played by Andy Serkis?
That is a good question.
Why not? He plays every other character.
He plays every other CGI character.
I sat through all the credits, but I did not notice that. Probably was. In fact, he probably played all of them.
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know.
He even played Harrison Ford.
That would have been awesome.
He
Andy
may have
Serkis.
He may have played Harrison Ford.
Andy Serkis as Harrison Ford.
So yeah, there's no need to go on about this movie. Just avoid it. It's a great story. Call of the Wild's a great book.
Yep. And it's Canadian, isn't it? Jack London is Canadian,
Yep.
wasn't he? Yeah.
It's just not a good movie. And
Kudos Canada for writing books.
Yes.
And hiss to American cinema that's making bad movies.
Because Canadians read books.
Yeah, that's
That's
got
true.
nothing else to do in the winter, I guess. And that and drink beer. Okay, well,
Which
let's
brings us to
Nose to Tail.
Oh.
I so wanted to like this movie because the idea of the script sounded so good, but then there was I couldn't think of one thing that I actually liked about this movie.
I hated the lead character.
Yeah,
and
he was...
you know what? And that's okay. You can have a lead character, but if you hate him, you gotta hate him in an entertaining way.
It was just
I
like
hated him.
Like from start of the thing, he was an asshole
Yep.
to everybody he ran into, and like not in a funny way like Gordon Ramsay is, because you just laughing because he's so ridiculously. He was just a drunk asshole.
I think that's what they were. I don't know if that's even
I
what
don't
they were
know.
going. I don't know what they were going for.
You know, as we
He
were
was
watching
so
it-
unlikable, and I didn't like any of the characters around him because they put up with him.
Yeah.
So they just annoyed me too. It's
Yeah,
like-
even the guy that quit. So they're in the
It's like-
movie, his number one guy.
Yeah.
He's a chef, right? So he's a chef, and he's basically owns this really high end restaurant where it's all very nose to tail. And they bring in every day. The menu's updated for what fresh ingredients they get. So every day it's different. And he brings in this one guy who was his right hand. I don't know what. Maybe it's his shoe shaft, but it's his.
Yeah.
It's basically his right hand
Yeah.
chef in the kitchen. And he decides to quit. And even as he's quitting, it's just like there's like no emotion in this whole
No,
movie.
you shouldn't be telling him where to go. It's like, you know what, buddy?
Yeah,
Tough.
yeah. I was like, yeah,
But he's even trying to like appease him a little bit.
Appease him as
It's
he's
like,
quitting.
Like, why?
He's just like, you're
Guy's
an
a
asshole.
dick.
Yeah. Yeah, it was every single character. I didn't like any of the character development. I do like dicks in movies. Well, we talked about it last night. There's a lot
Oh
of...
yeah, there's a lot of movies where I absolutely hate the character, but you hate them, but you have some emotional involvement. Here, it's like whatever.
I was meaning more that we talked a lot about wieners last week, but I also like dicks in movies when they're played
I don't
well.
remember talking about wieners at all with you.
You always forget about wieners.
Yeah.
Anyway, but dicks, like they are really, if they're really well done, they can play a really good antagonist, or they can be that redeeming protagonist that you say, okay, he's a dick, he gets redeemed. But every single way along this path, even halfway through the movie, I heard you like sighing every 5 minutes.
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
was
you're ruining
sinking
this
it-
terrible movie for me.
I was sinking into my chair. I was trying to I didn't even want to watch.
Yeah. This would have been the movie that you could have walked out of.
I would never do that, but
Yeah, and you know what? This is
Oh.
getting a lot of buzz. So I don't want to even go read anything about it.
it's getting buzz.
Yeah, it's getting a buzz. Yeah. This is a hard, heavy duty rage for me.
You know what I'm gonna say.
I would not
or-
subject anybody to this.
No, do not go to this movie. And I won't. It's not good.
Yeah.
Rage, rage, rage.
Sounds like you're crying with rage.
I am crying. It was painful.
All right, now I don't know. You told me that you saw this, but did you
Okay.
stream this, or is this actually?
Well, this is actually going to tie into my rage this week.
Okay.
So let's just pretend I went to see it in the theaters, which I didn't.
Okay.
I had to find it any way I could because you can't find it anywhere in Canada.
But why did you watch this movie?
Because I wanted to see it.
Had you heard about it?
I had heard about it, and I'm becoming a very big fan of Zoe Deutsch.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's awesome.
Yeah.
So
True.
everything she's in, I kind of want to see right now, and there is no way for me to see it. So
how did you
as
see
I say, I've ended up finding it and watching
this?
it
Secretly, and
Yes.
it's buffaloed.
Buffaloed. And as I say, we'll just touch on the movie now, and then we'll touch on why I'm raging later. But Buffaloed, yeah, really kind of an interesting movie too, because it kind of set in the has a debt collecting organization kind of in the background of it's the basis of the story really about these guys that are debt collecting and preying on these people that really can, and sometimes billing them twice if they're older and things like that. Just terrible stuff. But in a comedy. So
Okay, that sounds funny. Let's screw over the old people.
And honestly, it had some very funny bits. Zoe Deutsch is just very good as always. The story was interesting. It was entertaining. I really thought this was actually going to be a Mondo as I was watching it, but then as things tend to happen. And
Seriously?
the ending
The ending
really
caused you to
the
rage?
ending killed it for me. It wasn't based in reality at all. So the whole movie was sort of based in reality, and then I don't know. I couldn't connect the dots at the end.
Aliens landed.
Well, no, but it was just so convoluted and ridiculous. Having said that, it was still an entertaining romp, and it definitely had some laughs. But most importantly, it continued to establish Zoe Deutsch as just a comedic presence. For those of you that don't know her, this will probably ring a bell with you. She's probably most recently remembered from Zombieland Double Tap as Madison.
Yeah.
Perhaps the funniest performance of last year. Really, she might have been the funniest thing that had happened on screen for the entire 2019. I continue to look forward to what she's going to do next, but this movie was ultimately meh.
There we go. Well, I'm glad that you told me. I might actually see it, just because sometimes I like convoluted, so maybe I'll like it better than you. When it comes out,
yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
So what's coming out this week?
What is coming out this week?
Well, the movie that was on one of your top 5 expected to see this year.
I was really looking forward to The Invisible Man. And I think I've talked about this movie that hasn't come out yet. It's probably twice before on our podcasts
It's building buzz, baby.
Yeah.
Building buzz, baby.
And honestly, I'll just keep it short because I've talked about it before. I'm really just looking forward to seeing Elizabeth Moss's performance. I'm becoming an Elizabeth Moss fan.
Finally.
She's fantastic in everything. As I say, she turned me on with her smell. A lot of people didn't like that movie for some reason, which I don't get, but just
crazy people.
They're totally crazy people. There's a scene in that movie that I almost formed a tear. It was so close.
Wow,
so close.
That's tough for you because you have no soul.
I have no soul. We've established that in previous podcasts. But yeah, I'm thinking that this Invisible, and I know it's a remake, and I'm totally against remakes.
But is it a remake? It's kind of a reboot.
It's kind of it is a reboot, I would say.
What do you think, Mer?
Pretty much this, either or.
Either or.
Same thing.
Get off the fence,
But
man.
it's not a sequel, that's for sure.
Is like the original Invisible Man, was he evil?
He wasn't. He was a little. He wasn't like you're talking like the 1930s of Invisible Man.
Yeah.
The whole thing that became a little bit. I watched it a couple of years ago.
Okay, so I'm just reading the original 1933 as a scientist finds a way of becoming invisible, but in doing so, he becomes murderously insane.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but I get the impression this guy was murderously insane before he
was a dick before.
Well, if it was anything like Hollow Man, basically it was the technology or the suit or whatever that turns them evil.
Yeah, but that's not the case here. He seems like the
new one, he was a dick to begin with.
Yeah.
So after just searching it quickly, now I don't know. There's the Hollow Man, obviously, which might be related to it.
Kevin Bacon.
Mr. Bacon himself. And then other than that, there was an Invisible Man in 2012. No. So this is kind of like that for a 1933 to be remade now. I maybe give it some slack.
Yeah.
Like anything that's been remade in the last 50 years, I would say no.
Yeah.
But like if it's 1933, that's a long time, and it's going to be like technologically hopefully brilliant because it looks pretty good from the trailer.
It does. Maybe too good though. Maybe, or not even too good, but it seems like maybe they're just showing a little too much in the trailers, which is not cool.
Can be bad.
Yeah.
Real bad, you know what I'm saying?
I kind of feel like I've seen the movie already.
Yeah.
They didn't leave too much to the imagination.
Is like,
I'm hoping that when I actually watch it, I'm like mistaken. Maybe they've misled me a little bit.
Yeah, there's a big surprises we're not aware of.
Yeah, because there's a whole, like you could pretty much fill in the blanks in that trailer.
I was like, okay, now I know what happens.
Yeah, I pretty much know. So as I say, I think this is the Invisible Man movie I've been waiting for, and
all your life.
We'll find out this weekend because I'll definitely be seeing it.
Yep, we will. I'm thinking Friday. Blow the Man Down. We're gonna go. Well, I guess you guys can't go, but I'm gonna go to see this off the cuff.
I want to go bad, but
I know.
Some of us have to work.
I may or may not. I don't know yet.
Well, we'll see if the working man can do it.
Working.
Number 11. I kind of want to see this. Blow the Man Down. I don't know if it's come out in theaters anywhere else yet. I know it played, I think, Tribeca and a couple other big film
it's played
fests.
some fests.
Now, for those of you who are listening that are from Calgary and Alberta, CUF, Calgary Underground Film Fest, is they do sort of their festival in April, and then they do another one in November, the documentary, and then they kind of do these things called off the cuff, which are just, and they're doing a lot. They've been nailing it. Like everyone's been selling out. Like
they've been selling out, and they've been good.
Guns Akimbo was fantastic. Yeah, and then Color of Space, which was also brilliant. So, I mean, the crew at CUF.
If they're programming, it's usually
huge fan.
Well, you're kind of part of that crew.
I am kind of the crew, yeah. But
we both are. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but I don't get to pick these off the cuff.
We don't do the programming.
No.
So yeah, the premise of it: Mary Beth and Priscilla Connolly attempt to cover up a gruesome run-in with a dangerous man to conceal their crime. The sisters must go deep into the criminal underbelly of their hometown, which looks like a little small town of like 5 people. So to think that there's an underbelly of crime with, a very small town, I'm kind of excited to see what happens.
There you go.
Stars a bunch of good people. It's directed by Bridget Savage. So
not familiar.
I'm you know what? I'm starting to really dig a lot of the new female directors that are coming out, and just really showing just a different sensibility to some of the films. I like suspenses that are done by female directors a lot of times more than the male directors. So I'm excited for this.
Cool.
I hope to be mondoing it like mental next week.
Well, off the cuff has been pretty much a Mondo fest so far.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got streaming. Last week was a slow week, man. It was a slow week.
Yeah.
At least for me. Hold on.
Sorry, what time is it again?
It's
streaming time.
Streaming time. Streaming. Motherfucking streaming. Streaming. So, last week for me was a shorts week, and only because I didn't find enough time any night to watch a full feature movie. So yeah, I did some shorts. We talked last week about because I think we've been seeing just last week we saw a short, or we see a couple weeks back to back.
No, it's just last week.
Yeah, so it was kind of fun. I know you hated the movie that I made you watch, but
bad.
It wasn't bad. It was fun.
It wasn't fun.
It was fun. So here's the thing about shorts. I'm a huge fan of shorts, as you guys know. I do work with CUF on the shorts program, and
I was aware of that.
So I like little bits of information. To me, a good measurement of a good short is that it gets across the point really quickly, but yet still develops the characters enough that you can have an emotional attachment to them. And so, even a film that can be like 5 minutes long, if you can get to know that character in 5 minutes, I like it. I like the fact that they can do that. But I like them to have a concise story. I don't want it to be like this short ended, and then I'm just like, what? This is just like the first 5 minutes of a movie, and you're calling it a short? Because you didn't have enough budget? Like, write an ending, people.
There you go.
It's not worth it. So I saw The Whistler.
I also watched that.
Oh, did you? Okay, then. It's on Shudder.
It was on Shudder.
And what'd you think?
Meh.
Yeah, meh. That was meh. Yeah. So this one, you know what? I think the reason it was so meh, I thought it was pretty well done. Again, it was a female director that did this one.
Yeah.
But it's just like the story's been told so many times.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, okay, I could predict everything that was going to happen.
Wasn't original.
It was just, yeah. So, if you like that non-original, like your little sister gets kidnapped and gets dragged into the woods and disappears type movie, which has pretty been done 100 million times, then you should watch it. But, the thing that I want to get across is people should go and start watching some of these shorts, because there's some good stuff, right? I mean, you got a couple minutes, just search shorts in the search engines of like Shudder, Amazon, or Netflix.
Sometimes you don't have time to sit down for 2 hours.
Exactly.
But if you got time for like 15 minutes,
I want to ingest something quick.
Yep.
Ovum. Did you get a chance to see this one?
I saw Ovum.
Okay.
Well, I actually got up this morning, and I do get up at about 5:30 a.m. So at about 5:45, I decided, you know what? I should see if I can check out Ovum.
When most people are thinking about eggs, you decided to watch Ovum.
Yep, did indeed.
So what'd you think of this one?
Meh.
Yeah, it was also a meh for me. I so wanted it to like it more because it had so much potential. But
then started out, and I was like, all right, I'm digging it.
Yeah.
And by the end, I'm like, it was okay.
It was okay. Yeah, and you know what's funny about it is that as soon as it's basically, I think it's only about 11 minutes, but
I think
about
something
11.
like that.
And it's interesting because this guy, he's a fisherman.
Yep.
First off, as he's I don't want to go into everything about it because it is short, but
Wouldn't take long.
It would take me 7 minutes to explain the whole. But so he finds this giant egg on the beach because he's a fisherman, which he's fishing in a way that I didn't think was physically possible. But that's just me.
Whatevs.
Whatevs. I wasn't
Just
gonna
go
have to
with
change
it.
that. Yeah, just go with it. And I think it was Spanish, right? So I think it was a Spanish film. But he didn't speak anything. But I think it's a Spanish director.
Yeah, I think it was
done in Spain.
Yeah.
So he finds this egg, and as soon as he finds it, my wife's going, "It's a mermaid."
Did she really?
Yeah, she did.
Wow.
She's like, "Yeah, it's a mermaid." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?
What are you talking
Where's this
about?
mermaid? I don't know what's up."
Has
She's
she
like,
seen it before?
No, she was like,
It's a mermaid.
There's an egg on the beach.
Gotta be
What
a
else-
mermaid.
What's it gonna be? It's not an alien. It doesn't look like an alien egg. So,
Huh.
so by the time it got there, like,
I didn't make that instant connection. Now I feel dumb.
yeah, well, I can't argue with that sometimes.
Yeah, well.
My wife is brilliant sometimes.
There you go.
There you go. So yeah, I don't know. It's worth a see because it's kind of fun. It's a little bit fun, but it's just a meh.
Yeah.
Heroin or heroin? Heroin or heroin?
Heroin E.
Yeah, heroin-y. Yeah, obviously heroin spelled in two ways. One is a heroin, and the other is heroin.
Didn't get a chance to see it, unfortunately.
You know, I like this one. There was some buzz. It's an older one. It's 2007. Oh, it's super old. 2017. It's a doc about these three women. And I think what I liked about it the most is the inspiration that this movie provided for this very small town that has one of the highest death rates for fentanyl and drugs in America. So you really got to see, and it was maybe a little longer, maybe 23 minutes or so. It's on Netflix. And it has this firefighter who is like, she's the head of firefighting for the town.
Right. Quite often they're like first on the scene.
Yeah. Yeah. So she was out actually trying to get those packs out for people when they were overdosing on the fentanyl to get them to their fire halls. And then they had this judge. She was brilliant. So they actually have a court that, like, it was such an interesting concept to me, and I don't know if we have that. I'm not a IV drug user. I don't know all the stuff we have here for it. But so any listeners, if you have, make sure you let us know. Let us know where we can get drugs and stuff like that. I don't know. No, but so there's this judge that.
What are you talking
these
about?
people who are constantly charged with drug charges, they have an actual court, and it's the same judge all the time, and she's like this. Like, she's not like Judge Judy at all. Like, there's no anger in her voice.
God.
She's the sweetest, nicest, kindest. She's like their mom. And she's just like, well, you know, we found you did this. And so we're going to have to send you to jail, but only for 6 months. And when you come back out, you come back into the program. So I kind of wanted to know more about the programs that they had. But, you know, Canada's been hit with some huge issues with fentanyl and car fentanyl even later. But this show, I really liked it. It would be a Mondo for me. I think people should see it. It's a short. It did have a bit of buzz. It might have been nominated in the 2017 short docs, but I think I might have read that, but I was doing lots of research, so I might be passed it by. So anybody's listening can correct me or whatever. But yeah, heroin, heroin-y. That's worth a look.
Cool.
El Gigante.
El Gigante.
El Gigante?
El Gigante.
El Gigante?
Say it right.
El Gigante.
Or don't say it at all.
El Gigante?
El Gigante.
El Gigante.
That's close enough.
2014 short. Shutter. Did you get a chance to check this baby yet?
Okay, well, I tried to watch it.
Yes.
And about, 4 minutes in, I fell asleep. So then I woke up and it was over. So I went back to the beginning and I tried to watch it again.
And it put you to sleep again?
And I fell asleep again. So
wow.
I am going to try to watch this. Maybe not right before bed one of these days.
Yeah, maybe when you're awake and alert, watch it.
It seemed actually kind of cool until I fell asleep a couple of times. So
yeah, you know what? It's a meh for me.
Yeah.
Only because I really like where the story was going, but you'll notice it when you're watching it that it starts out with a really cool concept. This guy wants to go to into the U.S. to get a life for his family, like a lot of Mexican immigrants, and it's obviously a 2014 film. And then it just it has this thing where he gets kidnapped by these kind of Hills Have Eyes kind of people.
Yeah.
Did you get to that part before you fell asleep?
Maybe right before. I think I made it just to that part.
As he's crawling under the fence or crawling
the
under
first time, but I fell asleep well before
so
the second time.
he gets captured by these people, and then some hijinks ensue is what I'll call it.
Hijinks.
Yeah, but it's another one of those movies. To me, it was like I was expecting this amazing finish, and it was just like, okay, this is like basically 7 minutes of a movie that could have been a full movie.
Right.
And obviously, I think you may love it up until that point because it's very Rob Zombie-esque. Although,
cool.
Yeah, and I'm thinking it not in a cool way.
No. Not enough, apparently, because you fall asleep.
Yeah, exactly. But the special effects aren't that great, but the masks they wear. So they wear, in the Mexican wrestling world.
Lucha Libre
wrestling.
wrestling.
Nacho Libre.
Nacho
Libre. It was kind of like how it's Nacho Libre meets Texas Chainsaw is really what I got out of it.
Which sounds awesome. That's an awesome description.
But it's not funny. It's just kind of creepy. Like their masks that they wear, like probably some of the best masks I've seen, but then the special effects were some of the worst special effects I've ever seen when they go to...
Well, now I'm really looking forward to it, actually.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what you tell us next week on this one.
I tell you. Hopefully I can make it through it. I will say, though, when I did fall asleep the second time, I slept sound right until 5:30 a.m. the next day, which is... Didn't wake up one time.
Wow, so maybe this
movie is just what I... if I've ever got a little insomnia, I put it on, boom, out.
You're like... Boom, baby. I'm out. So I guess that's it for stream. Unless did you stream something else?
Nah, let's move on. I might have.
You can't remember yesterday.
Yeah.
What's gone? Where's your brain gone?
I don't know. I used to be smart. There was a time. You would have really liked me when I was smart. I mean, I know you really like me now, but...
I would have liked you just 10 times better.
Well, you would have had a different respect for me.
You might have made my 11 list before, but now you're just starting at an 8.
Yeah, now I'm like an 8, maybe a 7.5. But I'm okay with that.
Maybe you'll get back there. I don't know.
Who knows? But yeah, no, I'm basically getting progressively dumber every day. I'm 3-4 years away from someone having to feed me. I'll just be drooling on myself. But whatever.
Well, it might happen later today, especially if he falls asleep during El Gigante.
El Gigante.
El Gigante.
Say it right, man.
Me and Murray will, put peanut butter on his face or something, and then dress him up nice.
Don't know what that means.
You know what time it is?
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
So this one, actually, my rage this week is inspired by my buddy Tim. So Tim, hopefully you're listening this week. Tim has he's a screenwriter, and he has a screenwriter podcast that he started up. So kudos, Tim. Keep it going, brother. But, we complain a lot about directors. We complain a lot about actors because they're kind of the face of what we see. I mean, we see basically from the direction. But you can totally destroy a script just by having a terrible writer. And we've talked about this in the past, right? Where you've got, I've said to you, how was that movie? So-and-so was, for example, the Adam Driver was in that movie that was streaming on Amazon.
Oh, yeah, the Report.
Yeah, The Report. And I asked you, I said, could you not even save it? He says, nothing could save this movie because I'm sure it was the script. If the script is bad, but I guess that's what kind of makes me the most angry is that why can't someone proofread this? Especially when you get big A-list actors, you got to think that they're actually reading these scripts before they put their name behind it.
One would think.
So, I mean, the writers, and I'm glad they get a lot of profile in some of the award shows, which I'd hate anyway, but you get to sort of see and go to this person's now, I want to start focusing more on looking for some Undoubted and, I obviously can't mesmerize by a script.
Well, you could be, I guess.
But I'd like to try and find some Undoubted script writers or authors not so much. Obviously, you can't. They get credit because obviously they wrote a good book, but sometimes that doesn't translate, and vice versa, right? We've seen that multiple times. How many Stephen King movies back in the 70s and 80s were terrible?
Quite a few.
Yeah. So I mean, and some of them he's actually directed.
A few he's actually been in.
Oh yeah, but those are always good because he's so cheesy.
He's awesome in
Stephen
everything.
King,
Everything.
acting.
If Stephen King's on screen,
I want to see it.
absolutely.
Yeah. In fact, he's like you're glued to the set because he's so bad. It's like Quentin Tarantino because he's such a terrible actor.
Yes.
That it's kind of like when you see him, you're kind of like, okay,
Whatever.
you're either
Tarantino's
ruining
awesome.
you're either ruining this movie so badly.
Not at all. Ever.
Oh, I'm sorry, Desperado.
Oh, he
Yes.
was great.
I will agree with that one.
Yeah, when he got killed in the bathroom, that was the favorite moment of my
Best
life.
part of the movie.
Yeah, I think I had put in order, when my 2 daughters were born, when my wife and I got married, and then number 4 was when Quentin Tarantino was killed in the bathroom.
Well, he also got killed in Reservoir Dogs too. But I don't think
Yeah,
you saw
and he
it.
also got killed in the one.
He survived in Pulp Fiction, though.
Yeah, no,
That's true.
no, he got killed in. What's the vampire one in Mexico?
What that
Oh,
was,
from
Desperado.
Dusk Till Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn, yeah.
Oh,
he got
that's
killed
a-
in that, which was
yeah.
great too. Like, I mean, anytime I see him dead, is kind of makes me happy. But yeah, sorry,
You're
I got
getting off
sidetracked.
topic.
Yeah, I got side. Well, he is also a writer, right?
The man
and-
can write a
But
script. though.
he's an excellent writer.
No, he's not.
That
Yes,
is
he
true.
is.
Hey, this
Yes,
is my
he is.
rage, and
Go
he makes me
ahead.
so angry.
I don't know
especially, well, because that he can't write an original script anymore, and half the shit he spews out of his mouth is just babble. It's like if you just wanted to sit in a room and babble for 5 hours, we could. It's like that comment about 1,000 monkeys typing for 1,000 days is going to write the Bible or a novel or something. They're going to write something important. That's how I feel about. That's how I feel about Quentin Tarantino's writing. It's like. Okay, monkeys, I want you to write this script for me. Wait, I want you to read all my other scripts first, and then I want you to write this script. I don't want it to be different. I just want it to be culturally different, or I maybe want to. You know what? We had men, women. You know who he hasn't written a story about how men have been abashed in the 2020s. Maybe he won't make another terrible period piece, and he'll actually make a movie that's original. Oh no, he's probably just going to do his own same thing.
Quentin Tarantino is a treasure.
Ugh, he was a treasure.
I agree.
He was a treasure. Yeah, thank you. I deserve that applause for that rant.
It was not for you. For you.
So the
yeah.
script. To my point, a script can kill a movie
That's true.
just
That
as
is
easily
true.
as a director or a really bad actor. So I'm going to do some more digging, and anybody that's listening that has some favorite script writers you want us to check out and remind us of how fantastic they are. Like, what was oh my God, my brain is fried. I must be as dumb as you these days.
That Noah guy.
Tough to do, my friend.
No, the witch one we saw, not the witch, but the Gretel and Hansel.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing scripts.
Yeah.
Like the script was so brilliant that like they could have just put a bunch of monkeys on stage typing in typewriters. I still would have enjoyed it if they actually spoke the words that was written in there.
Yeah, it was so good.
Like those are the type of things that just blow your mind. So yeah, people help us out. If you're listening, let us know some of your favorite writers. Timmy, if you're listening, let us know who your some favorite writers are these days, buddy. That's it for me this week. You want to jump on that bandwagon or just go?
Nah, whatever.
You like bad scripts, I know.
I
You
do.
You like
I-
Quentin Tarantino.
I
so.
enjoy cheesy movies, and they are all badly written. So
Yeah, but that's intentional.
not always.
All right.
Tarantino's awesome.
No, he sucks balls. All right, what you got, buddy?
Well, mine's pretty simple. Can we please get more choices in my local cinema? I am tired of looking forward to a release only to find out that it's not going to play anywhere near me. Sometimes the only way to see a release is to find it somewhere online, which is not what I want to do. I want to watch it in my local theater and enjoy it on the big screen as it was meant to be seen. There are so many films that get fairly widespread releases in North America, but somehow Calgary doesn't get these films. Sometimes all of Canada don't get these films. Recently, we had Uncut Gems get a wide release in the USA, but very limited release in Canada. It finally had enough award season buzz that it played on one screen in Calgary. But if it weren't
At
for
the
that
discount
buzz,
theater.
at the discount theater, exactly. Although they did charge us $10.
Still discount.
But if it weren't for that buzz, it wouldn't have played here. And it took over a month to finally show up on that one screen. This is not acceptable. Another example is a movie I reviewed this week, Buffaloed. It has been out since February 14th in the US. We still don't even have a release date here in Canada. At one cinema in Calgary currently, we have Sonic the Hedgehog playing on 2 screens and Harley Quinn's playing on 3 screens. I guarantee they're not selling these out. I guarantee they're not selling these screenings out. So why not have some variety? I remember almost 20 years ago looking forward to seeing Moonlight Miles starring Susan Sarandon, Dustin Hoffman, and Jake Gyllenhaal. I waited, and it never came out. They even had the poster up saying it was coming soon to my local cinema. I finally got to rent it about a year later. By the way, it kind of sucked, but that's besides the point. This has been going on for years and years and years. And I just can't take it anymore.
So I got an idea.
Yes.
Invest in your own little tiny mini theater.
Well, maybe that's what it's going to come to.
And we can bring in some good stuff.
And I will run it for you.
There we
There you
go.
go, Murray, I'll run it.
So please give me the variety I crave. We don't need any more of the same crap playing on in every single theater on multiple screens. That is my rage. Deal with it.
Well, no, I'm on board with that rage actually, because guess what? If Sif wouldn't have brought in Beanpole, we never would have got to see that.
I know.
And that could be possibly my favorite movie of this year.
Yeah, it was so good.
And to your point, if we didn't randomly know, I think it was through our buddy Cam, told us that Mandy was playing one weekend at the Eau Claire. It was like there was no publicity about it. We wouldn't have got to see that in theaters.
One theater in the whole city.
Yeah. But it was
so
Eau Claire.
wrong.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know. Maybe we've kind of said this. And I've bashed the U.S. a little bit about some of their Americana films that I don't really want to see. But maybe Calgary's one of these.
We get all those, though.
Yeah, we get all those. But, maybe in Calgary here, people are just too mainstream, man. Like,
It's not just Calgary, though. I mean, when you scan, like, I literally looked to see if Buffaloed was playing anywhere in Canada, and guess what? It's not. Not in one theater in all.
Maybe we got to start
of Canada.
talking to the production houses, because this should have played. I mean, it should be able to play Toronto or Montreal,
You would think.
right?
Yeah. I mean, it's...
I don't know. Maybe they want,
get
because
it.
you didn't give it a rave review, so maybe
Well,
someone saw it. and
Well,
went-
that's
and went,
true.
Meh.
You know what? It was good, but it wasn't. Yeah, it was just meh. I don't know.
Yeah. So okay. So it sounds like
just
so
the
far
ending, man.
every movie that you've talked about that you were upset because didn't come to the theaters
Well,
were actually not really that
We
good.
weren't missing much.
Well, other than Uncut Gems, which only got here because
But
of
it
the
still
buzz.
did.
Yeah, it got
Someone
here.
found it here.
Yeah. Well,
So-
only because of the
And we got
buzz.
Gretel and Hansel that only played one weekend and then it was out, right? So
Yeah, but it got a mainstream release all across.
yeah, I know.
Canada.
But I guess what I'm saying is, as much as we want to bash, okay, so maybe I'm going to curtail your rage to say
Okay, curtail
we
my
only want to see good movies.
No, I want to see everything. Just
I
bring
don't
it
wanna,
on.
I don't want to see anything that makes me go meh.
I want to see stuff that makes me rage. I want to see stuff that makes me go meh. I just want it all. I want to have the choice.
What experience?
Just let me have some choice. I don't want to go to the multiplex and they've got 13 or 14 frickin' screens and they're only showing 4 movies. It's ridiculous. Why is Sonic on 67 screens and Harley Quinn on 12? And
The better question there is, why is Sonic playing at all?
That is a good well, because it's the #1 movie in North America.
I actually had someone stop me, like, who knows that I do a podcast, and they're like, "Hey, so I was thinking about going to Sonic," and I was
Oh
like,
my God.
And I looked them in their cold dead eyes,
You slapped them.
and I said, "If you see that movie, I will hate you." And they just
and
went,
I'm not kidding.
and they went, "What?" And they're like, "You cannot give that movie any more money."
No.
That means they'll make a second one.
I feel guilty that I gave it some money.
Yeah. I think if someone bought my ticket, I'd still feel guilty.
Oh, man.
Well, that was a fantastic rage, buddy.
All right.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Merman Minute, baby.
Yep.
What's on your mind, Mer?
Oh, lots of stuff's on my mind.
I know.
I love the Merman music.
Yeah, baby.
Alrighty. Well, this week, I'm actually talking about the Oscars. No.
It's makes this joke every week.
Every week. I'm gonna
Same
talk
joke.
about
Still makes us laugh.
that. No, this week I'm talking about the unnecessary cinematic upgrades over the last 10 years.
Tell us
or so.
more. What do you mean, Murray?
Preach, brother, preach.
Stand up.
Well, 3D goes all the way back to the 1890s, actually. That's when it was invented. But it wasn't
Why?
used a whole lot. Well, it was just a guy invented it way back then.
And didn't get it right then. It's not still not right.
First feature film was actually Power of Love in 1922. But back then,
Isn't that a Huey Lewis and the News song?
It actually is, yeah.
But again, it didn't. There weren't a lot of 3D movies. It was like a spectacle.
A
kind of
fad?
thing. Yeah. Then the 50s, it kind of came along, and there were with the plastic glasses with the one
Yeah,
red
the
and
white
the blue.
with the white. Oh, it makes good pictures.
that used to
though.
get in like a box of cereal. I remember that when I was
Leonard
younger.
probably creams his jeans on those pictures. He sees the white
And
glasses.
then eventually 3D films were abandoned by theaters, and then a lot of theme parks started doing it, like the 4D experience, which is okay
Yeah.
for like 10 minutes. But, then it died again. And then, of course, Avatar came along,
Avatar.
and it blew up again with the 3D. And then eventually they had a few documentaries and stuff, and eventually it died out again. Audience kind of became jaded because there were a lot of fake 3D films that were turned out over the last decade or so.
Jaws 3D.
Because the ticket sales were disappointing because they weren't like really 3D. The ticket prices were higher and they weren't ready to pay the extra money. Well, then it died out. Then they came up with something new. Then you got AVX, which is basically it's sound. It's just bigger speakers. For that, they charge an extra $3. Like, really?
Yeah, I can't even really tell the difference.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I can't either. And then after that, they came up with something called D-Box, which is the same. Goes back to those theme park things.
Yeah.
It's a rumble seat that moves when the movie moves.
Does it spray with like?
No,
Oh,
it doesn't have that. But it's like I went to Universal in Florida and did a Shrek ride. It was okay, but
Shrek ride.
Yeah, it was like Shrek in 4D, and they moved around.
did the
and stuff.
rumbling shake your balls enough to make you excited?
Almost.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I mean, it's good for like 10-15 minutes, but really want to watch a 2-hour movie where the seat moves that much, like, you're going to get nauseous and like throw up all over the guy in front of you.
Not cool.
So-
That sounds like a plus.
Once again,
No.
not worth the price. And of course, IMAX, which IMAX is good, but there
IMAX is
aren't
good.
that many real IMAX movies.
Nope.
Most of them are just blown up from 35 to 70, and they
Not
call
cool.
it IMAX.
Although I wish I would have seen 1917 in IMAX.
That would have been
That
cool.
is true. And brings me to my final point. I actually had a chance to check out the latest advancement.
Latest and greatest.
What is it, Mur? Lay it on us.
It's called Screen X.
What the hell is that?
It's only playing in select theaters across Canada. We have one here, which is in one of the ones with the C word that Jim doesn't want to
Oh,
mention.
do not swear in front
But
of me, fuckers.
it's actually a 270-degree panoramic
fine.
screen.
What?
So you've got the main screen, which is an IMAX screen. Then they have projectors inside the theater, which project against the side walls, which make actually panoramic. So you have you're immersed in the film.
That's crazy.
Now, I had to go see Harley Quinn a second time because that's what was playing. It's also quite expensive. It's like $20.
$20.
But I went on Cheap Tuesday, so it wasn't too bad.
So it was
What's cheap
19
Tuesday?
bucks.
Cheap Tuesday was $13,
Well,
Okay.
I could dig into
which
my
is the
bar for
regular
13.
ticket price any other day of the week.
So
True
was
that.
it worth it?
Well, you know what? Did it make the movie better? Yeah. Is it necessary? No, probably not.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was an experience. But I wouldn't do it for like every movie that comes out.
Yeah.
But it's like once in a while, yeah, it's a nice treat. And if you go on Tuesday when it's cheaper, yeah, it's the same.
It's worth it.
And yeah, it's not 3D or nothing. It's just a big screen, and I enjoyed it.
If they show Little Women on that, then I'll go see Little Women. But they got to show it,
Yeah.
with all
But yeah, I mean,
surrounded.
for
I
the most
hate you
part,
right now more than I've ever hated anyone on this planet.
Anyway, yeah. So for the most part, 2D is good enough for me. I go to the local movie houses, and they are really old school. So I mean, I'm fine.
I'm with
that.
you, brother.
I choose not to see 3D movies now because it's
try
still
not to.
shitty. It's
Yeah.
still really shitty.
They're a waste of money.
Well, as I think I had a rage once upon a time that in 1 year they actually shot like 2 movies in actual 3D.
In actual real 3D. I still dream about that rage. That night.
That was a good rage.
That was a good rage.
Anyway, that's all I got.
Ah, Mur,
Right
you're
on.
the best. All right. Well, this week, I don't know if we have any. And I had made some notes because I've been pulling all my weight, and YouTube pud pullers
whatever.
haven't done your own.
Well, because most of the people that I would put on an Undoubted list, you guys would shoot down in
You
2
have
seconds.
to.
You gotta
do your
put it out
research.
there, man. You
gotta
gotta
put it
put
out
it
there.
out
You
there.
don't know that.
Well,
You don't know.
If you said Christopher Reeve, you'd probably be right. We would shoot it down.
Yeah.
But if you might,
Rest in peace.
But you,
Rest in
but,
peace.
But you do need to take a look and look at what their last, it's
That's
got to
right.
be 8 in a row. If you look at their filmography, the last 8, if they're good,
there you go.
they might have a chance.
So between you two bobbleheads, did anyone come up with a Mesmerized or an Undoubted this week?
I'm not a
no, because
bobblehead.
I wasn't told to.
Yes, you were.
Yes, you
when,
were.
When were I told? Was I told?
2
that?
days ago.
Read your
2
emails,
days ago when
man.
I was working. Yeah.
Exactly.
Whatever.
It was there for you to read.
Exactly. Well, what you got, baby? It sounds like you.
Oh,
Bryce came prepared
Oh,
once.
I got something.
Did you make a spreadsheet too?
No, but I've decided we're going to go all with this, and we're actually going to give his last 10 movies because I believe he's done 10 in a row.
What?
That's crazy.
Let's have it.
Are you ready for this?
So is this
you're gonna when I say the name, you're gonna go, what?
Is this Undoubted or is it?
This first one is Undoubted.
Okay, let's have the name.
A tough list to get on, I might add.
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
We're ready.
Paul Dano.
Really, Paul Dano?
Paul Dano. Okay, here's his 10 movies. I'm gonna say his last 10 movies were actually mostly Mondo.
I love this guy so much.
All right, are you ready? Last movie was Okja.
Yep.
Mondo.
Yep.
Movie before that was Swiss Army Man.
Mondo.
Movie before that was Youth.
Meh.
Movie before that, Love and Mercy. Mondo for me.
Yep.
12 Years a Slave.
Was a meh for me.
Meh as well. Prisoners. Mondo for me. No. Okay, we're getting a
That's
funny
gonna
look.
I'm gonna
We're
have to go
funny
and think
look.
on that one.
Funny look. Looper. Mondo. Ruby Sparks.
That
Mondo.
was Mondo.
Being Flynn. Meh.
Meh. Yeah.
And Fort Ellen. Mondo.
Cowboys and Aliens, if you go back that far, is
He
a
was in that?
rage.
It
No,
is,
for
but that's
sure.
11 movies back, man. We've got 10 in a row, in my opinion.
Wasn't
Okay.
he in There Be Blood too, or is that somebody else?
Yeah, he's in There Be Blood. There Will Be Blood, I'm
Wasn't
pretty
that
sure.
recent?
Yeah, that was which was Mondo.
He was a
which-
kid.
Like 5
yeah.
years ago.
Oh,
It
yeah,
wasn't
totally.
That long ago.
Yeah.
There Will Be Blood was like 15, 20 years
And actually,
ago,
he
man.
was
How long
also
ago?
in in Night and Day, which I also loved.
Well, there you go. But I just went
Okay,
back
so-
10 because 10 is more than enough.
Okay, but the question is Prisoners.
Awesome movie.
It's the only thing that could cause this knot.
Huge Jackman.
If it's a meh,
Hughes Jackman.
huge Jackman. If it's a meh, that's 2 meh back to back, though. Because 12 Years a Slave was a meh for me.
Yeah, but Prisoners, you're
2
going meh.
mehs back to back. You know the rules. You built the book.
But I don't
on
have
paper.
2 Maz back to back.
You don't.
can't-
You're not the only one that gets to decide who's on the Undoubted. Fuckface. We have to all agree.
Oh,
So,
you're going to give Prisoners a meh?
I have to remember because I saw it so long ago. I saw it in 2013.
Yeah.
So I might have to go back and see it.
Okay, well, then we're going to put them on the shelf right now?
Yeah, and I may actually have to go back and watch 12 Years a Slave too because that was almost a rage for me also.
That was almost a rage.
Yeah, so back to your comment about how much you hated The Best of Friends.
could it be
That's
a
how much
rage?
I did not like
I
12
mean,
Years
it's
a
a
Slave.
meh, but it can't be a rage.
I don't know, man.
Really?
Yeah, it could be possibly there.
Oh, I thought this was like the most surefire on the list pick that's
There's a lot
ever
of
been.
he's
He's
not
been in a lot
he's-
of awesome movies.
the movies,
The-
yes.
The man makes
except
good choices.
He's got some Mondo and Meh back to back. So sometimes there's going to be a double man. It could just bump him out.
I don't see the double man, but I guess.
Okay, Prisoners, 12 Years a Slave could be a man.
Okay, there's no other place you can go back to back Maz though. Is there?
Well, depends if we count Cowboys and Aliens. He would just be a rage.
But
so
that's like 12
2,
movies back. Just stop
3,
talking about that
4,
movie.
5,
you
6,
say that movie
7,
again, I'm
8.
coming over the table and
8.
smacking you.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, well.
Cowboys.
You son of a bitch.
Oh! Okay, so we're going to have to put that on the hold because I got to go back and see Prisoners.
All right, he's on the shelf.
As does Murr. Okay.
All
And
right.
hey, I love that you brought him forward because I do love him a
He's
lot.
so good. All right, and since I've got the floor here, I might as well. I'm going to give you 2 suggestions for Mesmerized.
Okay, I love it.
Are you ready? First one, Sir Ben Kingsley,
Or this is Mesmerized or Undoubted?
Mesmerized.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say yeah.
Yeah,
I would say yeah.
cool. Second one, Frances McDormand.
Oh, yeah. How is
for
she
sure.
not on our
She's
list?
almost Undoubted.
How is she not on our list?
How is she not?
Did you go back and do the research on her?
Unfortunately for Undoubted, there is one glaring thing on her resume that cannot be removed.
Oh, shit.
Just go ahead and look right now. We got time.
Oh, do we? I don't know. We're running. We still got a lot of stuff to rage about.
We're fine.
It's going to be a 2-hour
We're
segment
gonna go
today.
over anyway.
What the hell? No one's... It's our... We can do whatever we
It's our
want.
podcast.
Right.
It's our studio.
Yeah.
We run over. We're not going to charge any extra.
Why can I not... Oh, there she is. That's not her.
This is compelling.
I don't want to...
Be faster.
I can't.
I actually can't remember the movie. That's why I'm getting you to look it up.
Okay, I'm just looking at 3 billboards
There's
over.
something really glaring, though.
There's
I know
one with
there is.
Brad Pitt that I don't know if you like that one. That was the
Okay, so obviously...
the one about the
she was in Isle of Dogs, 3 billboards, Hail Caesar, which I didn't hate.
I loved it.
The Good Dinosaur, which is a cartoon, doesn't
Yep.
count. Promised Land, also good. Madagascar's not bad. Moonrise Kingdom's good. Transformers Dark Moon, there we go.
There it is.
With a bullet.
Transformers.
Oh, okay, Transformers.
Transformers taking down more good people.
Oh, why are they
right.
in these movies? She'd be Undoubted if it wasn't for frickin' Michael Bay starting that ridiculous franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare him
Michael
do
Bay's a
that.
dick.
I hate his guts.
Stopping
so
people
badly.
from being on the Undoubted list.
Yeah.
He is doubted.
And being awesome.
All right, let's power into the next segment.
Okay.
Actually, I did come up with one Undoubted for you.
What? You're the best.
I know, because I'm awesome that way.
Yeah.
Oops.
Let's
me.
have it.
That's me again.
That is you again.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it because I just saw a trailer for a movie I'm looking forward to based on the fact that she's in it.
All right.
How about Amy Adams? I'm looking back the last eight or 10 movies,
just-
and I'm not seeing.
Okay, reel off the 8 real quick.
Okay, in reverse
Last eight.
order, I got Vice,
Yeah.
Justice League,
I.
Batman v Superman, which is basically the same movie.
Yeah.
Wait, but they're back to back and they're both
They aren't back
Yeah.
to back. There's a rival in between them.
Okay,
Arrival's
that was
Mondo.
I like that one. Nocturnal Animals.
Mondo.
Yeah, it was a Mondo.
That was
Big-
a super Mondo.
Big Eyes
actually.
I've never heard of, but
I haven't
Big
seen
Eyes
it.
was Mondo.
I didn't see it.
Lullaby,
Lullaby, I don't think I know.
No,
American Hustle.
no, that was a rage for me.
She was so awesome in that. What are you talking
That
about?
movie was awful. I hated it.
There we go.
Sorry.
That's
All right
it.
then. Well,
She's done.
Done.
That was
like I
quick.
said, takes you guys about 3 seconds to shoot down my Undoubted.
That's not your.
that's-
You
Now
had a
you know
really
why
good.
I
You
don't come
gotta
up with
keep them
names.
coming.
Hey,
Keep them coming.
I had
man.
almost shot his down too, so
She will
In
always
fact,
be
in
Undoubted
fact,
for
he
me.
still might shoot mine down. It's on the shelf.
it's on the shelf.
Whatevs.
We gotta have these rules, or
Okay, move
there's
on.
mayhem.
Move on.
We're moving on.
I hate that segment anyway.
All right, which we got, Mur? We gotta talk about you were challenged last week for Rage or Dare,
Yeah.
and what did you have to see, buddy?
I had to see The Breakup, which had 2 of the most unlikable characters in the history of cinema. I wanted them both to be miserable, and for the most part, they were. Why this movie got made is beyond me. I laughed twice, one in a scene with John Michael Higgins, and once towards the end of this movie with Jon Favreau. This was a comedy. It wasn't funny. It was just sad and not in an entertaining way. Nice pick, Jim. Just what you were looking for.
So that would be a rage.
Rage!
This is the best day of my life.
Your turn's coming, buddy.
Oh, it's true. I got to pick right now.
Rage or dare there, Jim. Rage or dare. You made me suffer. Now it's time for you.
I'm gonna go with dare this week, only because you guys talked about it and Mur liked it. So this could be a hit or miss.
All right, we talked about it. Are you ready, Jim?
I'm ready.
Are you ready for a little Olivia Newton-John, Jim?
Oh, snap. I hope it's Xanadu.
It's Xanadu!
Xanadu.
Oh, baby.
You got your wish.
I don't know. I'm going to find this anywhere. This is buried under a rock somewhere.
Oh, you'll find it.
I'm sure it's online somewhere.
That's part of the charm. You gotta find that movie.
The soundtrack alone is going to make me rage.
By the way, if I think I put forward a new rule, if for some reason you can't find the movie and you can't watch it,
Yep.
you get 3 in a row.
Why? I should be able to. That's not my fault it can't be found.
Sure is.
I don't want to illegally stream it.
That would.
Are
be
you
terrible.
suggesting that I illegally stream it?
I'm not suggesting
We'd
that at all.
never
It's got to be.
suggest
It's got to
that.
be available somewhere.
You mean I have to go shopping at like
Yeah, you might have to
CD
go to your
traders or DVD traders?
You can probably find it for
Value
$1
Village?
at Walmart. That's right.
I don't know.
And you can give it to me when you're done. Add it to my collection.
Oh my god. I'm just checking it. Could be
'Cause I
streaming
love
right
the
now.
musicals.
I'm sure it's available.
Why? I mean, I don't
Anyways, you can look into that later.
know. I'm already on it. I'm
All right,
looking,
then.
trying to find this pain and suffering right
So
away.
are we ready
We're
Yep.
ready.
for our
Let's do
last
it.
segment?
RMM, buddy.
Bryce was just checking my sheet because he sent me his list about 2 minutes after I got here.
That's because my email wasn't working. It really
Yeah.
wasn't. I tried to send it last night. Nothing.
Likely
This morning, nothing.
Excuse.
It's pretty weak, but
You're
it's
broke.
true.
Anyway, here we go.
All right.
Sarah Pauly,
That's a Mondo.
Mondo.
Mia Farrow,
Mondo.
Craig T. Nelson,
Meh.
Rage.
the Farrelly brothers,
Meh.
Meh.
Toby Hooper,
Mondo.
Mondo.
and we got Zoe Deutsch,
Mondo.
Mondo.
Elizabeth Moss,
Mondo.
Mondo.
our friend Jennifer Aniston,
Rage.
Meh.
She's been in a couple good things.
Yeah,
though,
she
but-
has though. So
Very
she gets
few.
a
Okay, I'm upgrading to a meh.
All right, and Mr. Vince Vaughn,
Rage.
Rage.
and John Favreau.
Meh.
Meh.
And finally, we got Hugh Laurie.
Mondo.
We're not even sure. I can tell you his new show kind of sucks.
Okay, then he's a meh.
Josh Gad,
Rage.
Yeah, I'm going.
who
Rage.
he's in it with.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis,
Meh.
Meh.
Jeremy Renner,
I'm Mondo. On Jeremy Renner.
Mondo.
and Mr. 007, Sean Connery.
Mondo.
Mondo.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That was good, man. Good choice this week, people.
Yeah.
Got some dirt. Well,
All right.
that's it for this week.
That's
Thanks,
it.
Ragers, for showing up. We'd like to thank the rest of the Film Rage crew who are not with us. That's Stephanie DeRoy for social media, Leonard Conlon for his artistic vision and photography via Leonard Conlon Photography. Listen to us on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And our new YouTube channel, which is now live, so check it out.
What? We got a YouTube channel?
That's crazy.
Yeah, and YouTube exists. It's there.
Cool.
We are always wanting your feedback, so please actually just go on any one of the social medias and send us messages. We'd love to hear from you guys. Please also comment often. Please make us rage. Please make us rage. That's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.